push has come to shove in the congressional investigation of Russia's meddling in our 2016 election. Some members say the probe should be scrapped if it can't be done fairly and nonpartisan.
Meantime, today is the deadline demanded by some lawmakers, Democrat and Republican, to get a definitive answer to President Trump's claim that former President Obama wiretapped Trump Tower. Joining us is Congressman Adam Schiff of Burbank. He's the ranking member, top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So Justice and the FBI not confirming or denying any of this, and there's no proof of it. What is the purpose of the deadline today?
Well, the chairman and I wrote a bipartisan letter to the department saying, give us any evidence that you might have to back up President Trump's claim that his predecessor had wiretapped him. We're also going to have an open hearing on March 20th where the director of the FBI will be asked quite front and center, is there any truth to this? And, you know, the president asked us to investigate this. I think it was their way, essentially, of saying, we don't want to talk about this. We're going to give it to the committee and hope it stays bottled up there. But no, we're going to do this in an open hearing. There needs to be some repercussion to the president for what I think was a pure fabrication, because the cost of the country are going to be tremendous. If we have a crisis down the road, and chances are in every president's term you have an external crisis, not one they create on their own, and the president has to come before the country and persuade us that whether it's Iran cheating on the nuclear deal or North Korea with its ballistic missile program, he needs to be believed, and every time he does this, he impairs his own ability in a crisis to persuade the country what we need to do.
We want to get your take on White House spokesperson Kellyanne Conway's comment. She's defending the president's call for Congress to investigate the wiretapping accusation, and she referred to the WikiLeaks dump of CIA documents on how smartphones and microwaves can be used for surveillance. So some are saying this could breathe new life into the president's accusations. How do you feel about that?
I think she should stay off TV, frankly. I think the president ought to stay off Twitter. It's just preposterous, and every time they try to climb out of a hole, they just seem to dig it deeper. I think clearly what Kellyanne Conway was referring to was this claim by WikiLeaks about CIA tools. So now she's suggesting that, well, even if the Congress doesn't turn up anything, it's still possible the president was right, and we just don't know if somebody's microwave or TV had been turned into a listening device. It's absurd. Again, they're accusing the past president of gross illegality. I think they're going beyond saying that they got a warrant, and a court approved a warrant, that there was some rogue operation. And to be leveling this kind of accusations just impeaches any kind of credibility they have, and it's just absurd.
Going back to the issue of using devices, this all came out in that WikiLeaks document dump. That is a concern to all of us. Do you have a sense of where these CIA documents came from? Was it from an inside person at CIA or NSA, or was it a foreign actor, or do we know?
You know, at this point, I'm not able to confirm for you whether the documents that are purported to be from CIA are, in fact, CIA documents. I can say, you know, with respect to the outlet that's publishing these materials, that Assange has a particular relationship with Russia that is of great interest. He and Donald Trump, I will say, have one thing in common besides their common hatred of Hillary Clinton, and that is neither of them seem capable of criticizing Russia or Putin. And you would think that Russia was this open society without surveillance. If WikiLeaks was really devoted to transparency, as they say, they would be transparent about Russia, but of course they're not. So Julian Assange has his particular angle, which is usually about damaging the United States. And I think that's important for us to know. There is a process in place when the intelligence community discovers vulnerability in technologies. They need to decide, okay, is this something we share with the tech sector so they can make patches? Is this something that is, you know, so pertinent to ongoing intelligence activities that they need to keep it secret? So there is a deliberate process for figuring that out, and it's a balance. But I can't comment at this point whether those are actual tools or not.
The House Intel Committee promised to hold a public hearing next Monday about Russian interference in our election. So how will the hearing be conducted when it comes to people that are invited to attend? And there's a list of those invited to attend.
Well, this is very rare, but we want to have periodic public hearings so the public is, to the maximum degree possible, kept apprised of just how we're conducting the investigation and what is going on. Here, I think, certainly part of the focus will be on this claim that President Trump made. Part of the focus will also be on the issue of leaks. A lot of my GOP colleagues in particular will be interested to ask about the leaks. The Democratic members are also concerned about the leaks, but we also think that we shouldn't lose sight of the really bigger issue here, which is that a foreign adversarial power interfered in our election and did so in a way to help one candidate and hurt the other. And we need to understand exactly how they did that. And the country needs to understand, because we need to somehow inoculate ourselves against that kind of interference in the future. One of the conclusions that the intelligence community reached in that report they published some time ago is that the Russians did this and they'll do it again. And somehow we have to create a dynamic where that's rejected by both parties. No matter who the document dumps help, both parties need to reject foreign meddling in our affairs.
All right. Once again, Congressman Adam Schiff of Burbank, the ranking member, top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you this morning.
Still